Good day and greetings from the Great White North. My name is Prickly Poo, and welcome to day 231 of a year of change. We're ending our 2-week break hiatus thing. Next week we're going to start in again on sort of tweaking our food. It's worked out well. I'm taking this 2-week period just to sort of look at what we've been doing and really focus on sodium and sugar and everything else. It has helped. I've made some progress this week, and just sort of not focusing so much on here's new information and we need to add this in, and then we're going to add more and more and more, and things sort of get lost in the shuffle. So being able to sort of even those things out and eat properly and get everything done, I think it's been good. And we'll do it again once we're done the 3 good things, just so that we can sort of even everything out, and we still have quite a few weeks left to go. So, but a couple of things I want to touch on this week. I haven't been as active as I wanted to be. Not like I just do my treadmill, so I don't mean physically. I just mean like on Twitter and Instagram and all the other stuff. Just because I'm switching over to a new job, and so I've been teaching the people to take over for me what to do, and I just haven't had time to go and do this. I do have time later in the day, usually late at night, but by then I'm just I don't want to do anything, and so I usually just go to sleep. But hopefully, over the next couple of weeks it'll start picking up and I'll have some actual free time, which would be nice. I'm sorry, my cat is in the way. Here we go. I did get something. This is the main thing I wanted to talk about today, because I've been taking little sneak peeks at my progress throughout the week, because just I'm curious to see how it's going when I'm really focusing in on getting my levels where they need to be. And I have been slowly dropping, but I ran into something this week that it's sort of a good news, bad news sort of thing. It's like saying, well, anyway, I'll explain. I've been going, checking every day actually, and not my official weigh-in. That's not till tomorrow. So I've been checking every day as to what I've been weighing and things like that, and it's been going down steadily. And I thought, I'm getting close to another milestone, sort of. Not a major milestone, not like an even number or something, but getting down to that 60 pound mark. And for whatever reason, I can't remember what it was, I'm sort of jumping ahead here. And now it's confusing because you don't know what I'm jumping ahead from, and you probably don't know what I'm doing. So I'm going to start over. All right. So what I did, I was doing my little weigh-ins and stuff. And it's one of those moments where you really sort of stop and you think, I have made pretty good progress. It's been very slow. I've had, a lot of ups and downs, but overall I've been losing, and, 60 pounds is quite a bit of weight to lose. It's like a leg. But, and I can't remember exactly what the reason was that I was looking it up, but I sort of wanted to compare, like, okay, for weight loss and, someone that is roughly that same size. Now, the poster child for people really letting themselves go and just sort of starting, I mean, everyone does it now. Pretty much any celebrity is just a fucking mess all the way around. But really the one that everyone sort of thinks of, that they were, at the height of their game and then they just sort of really let themselves go, is Elvis Presley. Not a huge Elvis fan, but I was looking up, I can't remember where it came from, but anyway, I stumbled upon Elvis, and I was like, oh, that's right, I wonder how much he weighed. And so I'm thinking in my head that, he probably was up around where my starting weight was, around 325. And so I think, that's okay, because I can sort of compare and look at it, not just to pick on Elvis, but just in general, because it's the only frame of reference I had at the moment. And then I realized at his heaviest, and I mean, when we think of him, we think of, okay, well, yeah, he really let himself go, and it's just, I mean, not trying to be funny or make jokes or anything else, but we all have an image in our head of what he looked like. As do I. And I found out that at his absolute heaviest, he was 260 pounds. So I still weigh more than Elvis at his absolute heaviest. And I'm pretty sure he's taller than me. But it was one of those that I've lost 60 pounds. It's really good. And then I look and go, oh my God. And it's sort of one of those things where you think, yes, I've made progress, but how far gone was I? And I'm going to go back and probably take a look at, the day one pictures. But see, to me, I don't see it. I don't see a whole lot of progress. I can feel it because I feel better. I can do more on my treadmill. And overall, I'm not tired all the time. I'm not sick. I don't have digestion problems. I don't, there's a whole slew of things that have improved. But when I look at that, part of me is thinking, oh my God, I still have so far to go. I still have another like 90 pounds to go, roughly, until I'm where I want to be. But then I think, I've lost 60 and I only have another 90. I'm almost to the halfway point, which is kind of nice. And then again, I think, well, 325. I'm only 5'8" or 5'9", somewhere around there. And 325 pounds is absolutely massive. And I think it's because we get so used to being that heavy that it sort of becomes part of our life. And we don't think of it. I mean, yes, we look in the mirror and we hate what we see. But, I mean, you can be, 120 pounds and you can still feel that way. Feel, it's a word. You can feel that way. But it's so strange because I feel good that I've lost the weight. And I know that I have, a lot farther to go. And that's not really making me feel bad because that's always, the numbers have always been there. I've needed to lose about 150 pounds in total. But when you sort of think back and you start comparing to other people and people that you, in your head, you think are much, much bigger than you were. And then you go back and go, no, I outweighed Elvis by 60 pounds, 65 pounds. That's a huge amount of weight to be carrying around all the time. Sorry. I'm trying to get, I don't know what that is. Constantly hacking and coughing and everything else. It's not a sickness, don't worry. It's like just from talking and it's not early morning right now, but anyway, getting back to the topic. So I feel good that I've lost the weight, but then when you sort of get hit with something like that, I'm still like at 260. Once I tip over that, then I'll be less than Elvis. So, and I know it's a really arcane reference to have. It's 40 years ago, but that's still in my head the person that everyone sort of thinks of. I mean, if we're talking about like drugs and alcohol and all the other stuff, take your pick. There are a million of them out there. But when you really look at someone that, when it comes to food, was, let themselves go that way. Which, of course, prompted me to start reading up on a bunch of stuff, which I've had no interest before. But yeah, apparently he ate like how we used to eat all the time. But he was able to keep it off when he was younger, and then just did not happen. So, there you go. Even 40 years ago, people know if you eat too much and do too little, you're going to gain weight. But aside from all the other issues that he had, it's just the weight was the main thing I was focusing on. And I haven't actually looked up celebrities that were my height and weight, so I can take a look. I suspect it's like John Candy, Chris Farley. We have an idea in our head of people that we look at and go, oh my God. And although I've seen myself in the mirror at my heaviest and I really don't like it, I still don't like what I see now, but I'm still working towards it. Just having that, we've all had that moment where we look at someone and then go, am I as big as they are? And then you realize, no, I'm bigger. So whether you think that you're fatter than you actually are, or whether you think that you're thinner than you actually are, it's a weird feeling to get. I'm not trying to say, oh, you should hate yourself and that's why you're doing this, or you're a fat pig and you should fix everything. I'm just saying that, for this week, it just sort of slapped me in the face. Because I expected his weight to be so much more. But I'm at a good time because right at the cusp, so maybe this week I will weigh less than Elvis did. Which is that's a weird thing to say. The funny thing is, though, is that I think because he was taller than I was, that he was still somewhat slimmer. Still weighed the same, but I don't know how tall he was. I didn't bother looking that up. I sort of stopped at 260 pounds and went, oh shit. So, at the very least, though, by the end of next week, I will be. But I'll do my official weigh-in tomorrow, find out where it is, and see if I weigh less. So, I'm not prompting you to go up and take a look at different celebrities and say, oh, well, am I as fat as this person? Am I as fat as that person? Stuff like that. Because, we're working towards something, so, we can go back and take a look, certainly, just to sort of give ourselves an idea and sort of compare and contrast that way. Because, again, we don't see it every day. No matter how much weight you lose, day to day, you're seeing yourself and you don't see the changes. If you don't see someone for a couple of months, then yes, you're definitely going to see a change. Or they are, sorry. They'll see it. But it's day by day. You may feel it because, like I do, because my clothes are a little baggier, pants are a little looser, belt has to go a little tighter, stuff like that. I've, gone down 2 sizes in my clothes. So it's, and those are starting to, I'm not going to say they're baggy. The clothes I'm wearing now are starting to feel a little bit better. They weren't exactly tight, but I went from size 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So I didn't go from a size 2, obviously, but I'm just using these as numbers. So instead of going from a 4 to a 2, I was at 4 and 2.5. So 3 was a little baggy and 2 was okay, but I can feel that. So, aside from that though, we don't really have that shocking moment of looking at the before and after, until we're really done. And I probably should, because I took a picture, I still haven't shown that one, and I'm still not going to for a long, long time. I took a picture of me at my heaviest, at 325 pounds. And it's not pretty. And I want to take one when I hit my goal, then I'll be able to look at it and go, okay, obviously there is a difference there. Even at 60 pounds, I'm probably going to see a difference. And I probably could take a picture then. Should have taken a picture at 50 pounds is what I should have done. And then at 100 and then at 150 just to sort of see the progression that way. So maybe I'll sort of do that because I'm at 59 or 50, whatever it is. I'm around the 60 pound mark, so it won't be as bad. So I can take pictures that way. I'm not going to show them because no one wants to see that. It's kind of gross. And very embarrassing for me. I can talk to you about it, but I'm not going to show you my boobs. So let it go. Anyway. That's really the main thing I wanted to talk about today. Just sort of getting hit with that. And not that it really detracted away from any progress that I've made, but just sort of a bit of a shock going, my God, I'm doing better now, but I'm still at a stage that I would consider to be, letting myself go and out of control. So keep working towards what I'm doing, and, eventually I'll reach the 175, which is roughly where I want to be. Somewhere between 170 and 180 is my goal, which I know I can do because I'm almost halfway there. It'll be nice to hit that halfway point too. That will be a significant milestone. And I think at 250, when I do that, then I'm going to do something special for myself. And especially where I'm going to a new job and I will actually have a bit more time, I think once I hit 250, then that's when I might start going to a gym. Again, I know that throughout this entire thing I've said that we aren't going to be, you don't have to join a gym, you don't have to do this, don't have to do that. And we don't. You don't have to. We can do stuff at home and everything else. But I'm still doing my treadmill, which reminds me, this is the last week where I'm actually tracking my treadmill. I've been cutting back, and this week I was tracking 100 calories for the treadmill. So starting tomorrow, when I do my treadmill, I still need to track it, but I'm going to put it at 0 calories so that it doesn't add any extra to it. So hopefully that will help as well. It's just sort of become part of my daily routine during the weekday. But once I hit 250 pounds, I want to change things up a bit. I'm still going to do my treadmill, but I want to do something so that I'm not just losing fat, and I need to build up some muscle as well, because otherwise it's just, I'm going to turn into just all loose skin and no, definition is the word I'm looking for. There you go. That shows you how out of shape I am. What's it called when people are shaped nicely? So I figure that's going to help as well. It's extra exercise, and not that I'm going to start bodybuilding or some stupid shit like that, but just something to sort of supplement the treadmill. A nice combination of treadmill and then weights, I guess you would just say, stuff like that. So maybe when I hit 250, then I'll take a look at everything and see where I want to go from there. I'm not going to sort of say, well, I'm going to hire a dietitian and then start eating macrobiotic, nutrient-free hummus, gluten balls. Don't know what I was going to say there. But I'm still going to keep eating the way that we have been eating. Just have everything in balance. Everything is good. Try to stay as far away from regular junk food as I can on a regular basis. But I wanted to sort of add something in there. And if you hit a milestone like that, like when you lose 50 pounds, even if you lose 10 pounds, whatever you're looking to do, set yourself little goals. And when you hit one of those, do something for yourself. So that it's, I know it's kind of stupid to say, well, this will encourage you to keep going. The weight loss will encourage you to keep going. But it's a nice reward to sort of really acknowledge the fact that you've been working towards something and that you've reached it. And then that will sort of keep you going and give you that nice little boost, and you can keep going to your next goal. So I haven't really done that for myself, really, aside from going into my closet and pulling out old clothes. But I think once, like a 75, that's the halfway point for me. 75 pounds is a significant loss. And at that point, that's when I'm going to start looking at it. And hopefully that will pick things up as well, so that I'm not going to look sort of weird and out of shape when I finally do get down to where I need to be. So it'll help. But I've gone on far too long, so I'm going to leave this video here. So thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, please poke the like button for me. And in the meantime, keep yourself warm and fuzzy, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.